So now we shall mainly focus on all the Shabda Rupas that are there in Dvitiya book, and we have learned so far in this course. So I request all the students to raise hand and be ready. So I will give a few tips of pronouncing or reading out these Shabdas. So in general, we can recite these Shabdas in a slow pace, in a medium pace, in a fast pace. So let us try to do this in a medium pace today. So I will just give an example to contrast between what I'm telling about or what is the pace that I'm speaking about. So when we say ikarantaha pullingaha hari shabdaha, it's common. From there, harihi, hari, harayaha, he hare, he hari, he harayaha. This will be the slow pace. The medium will be harihi, hari, harayaha, he hare, he hari, he harayaha. This is the medium pace. And when you are when you practice it further and when you are very confident about it, you can actually go to the fast pace during your parayanam, which will be harihi, hari, harayaha, he hare, he hari, he harayaha, harim, hari, hari, harina, haribhyam, haribhihi, etc. So in today's class, let us try to recite all these shabdas in the medium pace. So let us not tell it very slowly, nor too fast. In a medium pace, harihi, hari, harayaha. This would be the pace. We'll try to see. If it is difficult, let us tell it slowly. But if not, let us try to tell in that pace. So the intention behind the pace is also this. So when we are very much focused and telling, and then our mind will be with us whenever we are telling that. That means to say, we will be telling it with more concentration, and our mind will also be able to memorize it during the process itself. But when we say it slowly, the mind will have so much of time to go elsewhere and come back. So that is the reason we will try to stick on to the medium pace today and recite the Shabda. And at the end of the Shabda, we will have to make one sentence using any one of the words. So let us not try to repeat, say, Prathama Bhakti. So suppose say the first student uses Harihi, Harihi Tatra Tishtati, any sentence. Then the next student who will be telling the next Shabda, let us try to avoid the already told Vibhakti form, and we will try to use a different one and try to make a sentence. So this creating the sentence is very important. So reciting the Shabda is straightforward. We need to just see and then recite. But framing the new sentence or creating a new sentence is very important. So please think about it. Irrespective of which Shabda it is, think of a basic sentence. Think of one Kriya Pada, think of one maybe a Karma Pada and then Karta Pada, etc. And based on which Shabda you're chanting, make one sentence based out of it. Okay. We shall start now. Haresh Mohdya, please start.
नमस्कार महोदय. इकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः हरि शब्दः हरिः हरि हरयः प्रथमा हरिं हरि हरीन् द्वितीया हरिणा हरिभ्यां हरिभिः तृतीया हरये हरिभ्यां हरिभ्यः चतुर्थी हरेः हरिभ्यां हरिभ्यः पंचमी हरेः हरियोः हरिणां षष्ठी हरौ हरियोः हरीषु सप्तमी हे हरे हे हरि हे हरयः संबोधनम्.
Tamam. Please make a sentence.
अहं प्रतिदिने हरेः आशीर्वचनं लब्धामि.
Astu. Okay. Aham pratidinam. That is right. Pratidine. It will not be pratidinam. Aham pratidinam. That is I every day. Harehe Ashirvachanam. Hare, that is 50, that is correct. The Ashirvachanam, the blessings of Hari. Harehe Ashirvachanam. Prapnomi.
Prapnomi.
Okay. Prapnomi.
Dhanyavad. Dhanyavad.
Okay.
Dhanyavad.
So, yeah. Dhanyavadah. Uttamam. Avashyam vayam sarvepi harehe tatra पूजाम हरेः पूजाम कृत्वा तस्य आशीर्वचनम अवश्यम प्राप्नुमः. Let us all go down. Let us all do the puja of Hari and then get the blessings of him. Okay. Sure. Dhanyawadaha.
धन्यवाद महोदय.
Namrata Bhagini, the next Shabda.
इकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः पतिशब्दः पतिः पति पतयः हे पते हे पति हे पतयः पतिं पति पतीन् पत्या पतिभ्यां पतिभिः पत्ये पतिभ्यां पतिभ्यः पत्युः पतिभ्यां पतिभ्यः पत्युः पत्योः पतीनां पत्यौ पत्योः पतिषु.
Uttamam. Frame a sentence.
पत्नी पत्या सह मंदिरं गच्छति.
Very good. Patni patya saha saha sakam sardham samam. Whenever we use that, it should be tritiya vibhakti. Patya saha mandiram gacchati. Very good. Now, can you identify the difference between the ikarantaha hari shabda and then the pati shabda? We have done this earlier. I mean, in our previous classes we have done this, but just to recollect it quickly, can you try to see what are the differences?
तृतीया विभक्ति एकवचने हरिणा इति आसीत्, किन्तु तत्र पत्या.
समीचीनम्. अनन्तरं
चतुर्थी विभक्त्यां हरये तत्र पत्ये.
उत्तमम्.
पंचमी विभक्त्याम् एकवचने पत्युः तत्र हरेः. षष्ठी विभक्ति अपि हरेः अत्र पत्युः. पत्यौ हरौ.
Uttamam. So these are the differences that we can actually see between pati shabda and in regular ikarantaha pullinga shabda. And one more important thing, whenever this pati shabda is used as part of a compound word, for example, Shri Pati or Lakshmi Pati, etc., in such cases, the compound word will be like Hari Shabda. So if it is Shri Pati, then it will become Shri, then here it will not be Shri Patya, it will be Shri Patina. Okay, and similarly Shri Pataye, and so on. So this change is seen only when we are talking about the plain Pati Shabda, not a compound word where Pati is part of it. So Shri Pati, Lakshmi Pati, Parvati Pati, or anything like that, or Sita Pati, any of these words, if you see, it will be like Hari Shabda only. Okay, Dhanyawadaha Namrata Bhagini. Okay, we shall go to the next Shabda. Nikunj Rawal Mahoday, you can read out the Shabda.
Matihi mati matayah he mate he mati he matayah matim mati matihi matya matibhyam matibhihi matyai mataye matibhyam matibhyah matyaha matehe matibhyam matibhyah matyaha matehe matyoho matinam matya matau matyoho matishu.
Uttamam, can you tell the Dvitiya Bhakti again?
Matim mati matihi.
Mati, it's a dirgha. Yes, it's
Matim
dirgha and
mati
not
matihi.
Uttamam. Please frame a sentence.
ईश्वरः अस्माकं मतिः दद्यात्.
ईश्वरः अस्माकं मतिः दद्यात्. Astu, it is not completely correct. So the request is here, let Ishvara give us good thought, okay, or good mind, or something related to that. So matim dadyat would be the correct way. Okay, because here it will become the karma pada. So for us, asmakam matim dadyat, let him give us the good maybe the mind or anything like that. So matim dadyat, that will be correct.
Dhanyawad.
Okay. Uttam, dhanyawadaha. Okay, next Jayalakshmi Bhagini. The next Shabda is also similar. There's no difference. Mati and Ratri. Since we had learnt it, we will just revise it quickly.
Namo Namaha, Ram Ram.
Ram Ram.
इकारान्तः स्त्रीलिङ्गः रात्रि शब्दः रात्रिः रात्रि रात्रयः हे रात्रे हे रात्रि हे रात्रयः रात्रिं रात्रि रात्रिः रात्या रात्रिभ्यां रात्रिभिः रात्र्ये रात्र्यै रात्रिभ्यां रात्रिभ्यः रात्रेः रात्र्याः रात्रिभ्यां रात्रिभ्यः रात्रेः रात्र्याः रात्र्योः रात्रीणां रात्र्यां रात्रौ रात्र्योः रात्रिषु
Uttamam, Uttamam. I will recite it. Yeah. A sentence.
रात्र्यां असुराः चरन्ति
Charanti. Very good. Ratriyam athava ratrau asuraha charanti. The demons move around during the night time. Very good. Very good sentence. And indeed, because of that only, they have got one more name called Nishacharaha. Nishacharaha, because Nishi charanti iti Nishacharaha. Okay. So, a good sentence. Dhanyawadaha.
धन्यवादः राम राम
Ram Ram Ram. Okay, good. Let us go to the next one. Now it is Ikarantaha Strilinga. So far we have seen Ikarantaha Pullinga and Strilinga. Now we shall see Ikarantaha Strilinga. Gayatri Bhagini.
Lakshmihi, Lakshmiya, Lakshmyo.
Punaha. Please start with Ikarantaha from the
Okay,
title.
sir. Ram Ram. Ikaranta Srilingaha, Lakshmi Shabdaha, Lakshmihi, Lakshmyo, Lakshmiyaha, E Lakshmi, E Lakshmyo, E Lakshmiyaha, Lakshmim, Lakshmyo, Lakshmihi, Lakshmiya, Lakshmibhyam, Lakshmibhihi, Lakshmyai, Lakshmibhyam, Lakshmibhyaha, Lakshmyaha, Lakshmibhyam, Lakshmibhyaha, Lakshmyaha, Lakshmyoho, Lakshminam, Lakshmyam, Lakshmyoho, Lakshmishu.
Uttamam. Can you please repeat the Prathama Bhakti again?
Lakshmihi, Lakshmyo, Lakshmyaha, Lakshmyaha.
It is Lakshmihi. The first one is Ikarantaha Strilingaha. Lakshmihi, Lakshmyo, Lakshmyaha. Okay.
Lakshmihi, Lakshmyo, Lakshmyaha.
Okay. Please frame a sentence.
Aham Pratakale Lakshmim Pujayitva Karyam Karomi.
Uttamam. Pratah Kale Lakshmim Pujayitva Karyam Karomi. Uttamam. Well said. Dhanyawadaha.
Dhanyawadaha Ram Ram.
Ram Ram Ram. Avashyam. Sarvaihi Lakshmihi Pujyate Eva. So, or Vayam Sarvepi Lakshmim Pujamaha Yatohi Asmakam Krite Sarva Sampadapi Bhavatu iti Prarthana Kriyate. Uttamam. Okay, let us go further. Next, Ikarantaha Napumsakalingaha Vari Shabdaha. Let us recite this. Harin Mehta Mahodaya.
महोदय इकारान्तः नपुंसकलिङ्गः वारि शब्दः वारी वारिणी वारिणी हे वारे हे वारी हे वारिणी हे वारिणी वारी वारिणी वारिणी वारिणा वारिभ्यां वारिभिः वारिणे वारिभ्यां वारिभ्यः वारिणः वारिभ्यां वारिभ्यः वारिणः वारिणोः वारिणां वारिणी वारिणोः वारिषु. Mhodaya, Vari is a water, correct?
Yes, Vari is water.
Okay. Varina vina, Varina vina Vrukshaha na bhavishyati.
Astu Uttamam. Varina vina Vrikshaha na bhavishyanti. If you want to tell it in plural.
Plural,
Or
yeah,
Vrikshaha na bhavati. Or bhavishyati. Anything is fine. So, Varina vina Janaha na jivanti. Vari vina. So whenever we use vina, the corresponding noun can be in either Dvitiya vibhakti or Tritiya or Panchami. So Vari vina, Varina vina, Varinaha vina. All three are possible. Minaha na jivanti, Janaha na jivanti, Vrikshaha na bhavishyanti, etc. Very good sentence. Dhanyawadaha.
Dhanyawadaha.
Okay, so we have learnt all the Ikaranta Shabdas, that is Ikaranta Pullinga, Strilinga, Ikaranta Strilinga, and Ikaranta Napumsakalinga Shabdas. These we have learnt and practiced it. Now we shall go to the next one, that is Ukaranta Shabda, which is there in our textbook. Now what we'll have to do is, so far we did one sentence in Sanskritam. Now we have to do the sentence in Sanskritam and also translate it into English. Or either way, tell the sentence first in English and then translate it into Sanskritam. So this will give us more confidence in translating the sentences also in the right way. Okay, Ghanashyam Mahodaya, please read out the Shabda first and then make the sentences.
Ram Ram Mahodaya.
Ram Ram Ram.
Ukarantaha Pullingah Shambhu Shabdaha Shambhuhu Shambhu Shambhavaha He Shambho He Shambhu He Shambhavaha Shambhum Shambhu Shambhun Shambhuna Shambhubhyam Shambhubhihi Shambhave Shambhubhyam Shambhubhyaha Shambhoho Shambhubhyam Shambhubhyaha Shambhoho Shambhoho Shambhunam Shambho Shambhoho Shambhushu.
Uttamam. Now make a sentence in English first and then translate, or vice versa.
I am going with Shambhuhu. I am going with Shambhu.
Okay.
Shambhuna sir, I am aham gachanti. I am gachami.
Very good. Aham gachami. Shambhuna saha aham gachami. Uttamam. So this sentence was already told, like using the Tritiya Bhakti and saha. Can you make another sentence?
Ham Shambho pustakam dadati.
Aham, right? So whenever you use
Ham Shambhave pustakam dadati.
Dadami.
Dadami.
Yes, yes. I will give the book to Shambhu. Shambhave pustakam dadami. Or Shambhoho pustakam dadami. I will give Shambhu's book to someone. It can be anyone. Okay. So aham Shambhave pustakam dadami. Uttamam. Dhanyawadaha Ghanashyam Mahodaya.
Dhanyawada sir.
Okay. Uttamam. So hope you are enjoying this kind of making the sentences, etc. Okay. So just reciting the Shabda is at a first level, it is very good, very important. But framing the sentence and also translating it is very, very important. So only then we'll be able to apply whatever we are learning. So I request you to keep writing the sentences down. Okay. So whenever you come across some sentence or whenever you frame a sentence, do write it down. So you can analyze that later. So which vibhakti it is there, whether there are any grammar points or any grammatical peculiarity in this particular sentence that is seen, etc. So those can be revisited and you can learn that further. Okay, let us go further. Next, Ukarantaha Srilingaha, Udit Krishna Mahodaya.
Ram Ram Mahodaya.
Ram Ram Ram.
Ram Ram. Ukaranta Strilingaha Dhenu Shabdaha Dhenuhu Dhenu Dhenavaha He Dhenu He Dhenu He Dhenavaha Dhenu Dhenu Dhenuhu Dhenva Dhenubhyam Dhenubhihi Dhenvai Dhenave Dhenubhyam Dhenubhyaha Dhenvaha Dhenoho Dhenubhyam Dhenubhyaha Dhenvaha Dhenoho Dhenvoho Dhenunam Dhenvam Dhenau Dhenvoho Dhenushu.
Yeah, please frame a sentence in English and in Sanskrit.
I see a black cow.
Very good.
Aham ekam.
Which linga it is? We are seeing here in Strilinga. So it will not become ekam, it will be ekam.
Eka. Okay.
Very good.
Aham eka dhenum pashyami.
Aham. You said I see a black cow.
Okay.
So, aham ekam krishnam dhenum pashyami. Uttamam.
Aham ekam krishnam dhenum pashyami.
Very good. Very good. So others, please note. So whenever we use a visheshanam, so an adjective. So we have learned this again also in Prathama and also in a few of the earlier classes in Dvitiya as well. So the corresponding based on the corresponding word or the visheshya, okay, the visheshana will be also in the same linga, vibhakti and vachana. So there's a simple karika or a shloka kind of a thing to remember how this Visheshana and Visheshya, that is a noun and the adjective, are interdependent or interrelated. So Yallingam Yad Vachanam Yacha Vibhaktihi Visheshyasya Tallingam Tad Vachanam Sacha Vibhaktihi Visheshanasya. This is the Karika. In whichever linga, vibhakti and vachana the noun form is, in the same linga, vibhakti, vachana, the adjective also will be. It is basically, it is just following the noun. Okay. So dhenu is a ukarantah strilinga shabda. It's a strilinga word. So whenever we want to add an adjective to this, so Krishnam dhenu. So Krishna akarantah strilinga will be the Krishna shabda. Okay, but if it is a pullinga shabda, like I mean, we are referring to instead of dhenuhu, rishabhaha, okay, ox. If you want to refer to that, then Krishnaha rishabhaha. So aham Krishnam rishabham pashyami. That would be the right way to tell. And in some cases, if you don't want to explicitly tell the vibhakti, but you want to make a compound out of it. So Krishna Dhenum Pashyami, you can make it a one word. Krishna Dhenu. Krishna Dhenu means a cow which is black. So Krishna Dhenuhu, it will be the split or will be the Vigraha Vakya, and Krishna Dhenu will be the compound word. We can also try telling in that way whenever we are referring to an adjective, whenever we are adding an adjective to a particular noun. Okay. So this is just for your information so that you can keep on framing more sentences on the same basis. Okay, we'll go further. Priyadarshini Bhagini. Before going to that, maybe I will just take a few more minutes. So if you remember the lessons from our Sandhi, okay. So if you remember Shambhave and Haraye, etc. If you see this Ikarantah Pullinga Shabda, Hari Shabda, and similarly Ukaranta Pullinga Shabda, Shambhu Shabda, a few concepts of our Sandhi will come into play here. So first thing is the Sambodhana Prathama Bhakti. If you see, the Ukara is changing to Okara here for Ukaranta Shabda, and similarly for Ikaranta Shabda, Hari Shabda, it will become He Hare Ekara. It has changed to A. So now if you closely see what is the association with this to some of the Sandhi concept or something. So it is not directly a Sandhi concept, but just note, if you note, it is a guna that is coming here. So similar to Ganesha, Gana plus Isha Ganesha. So it is Ikara which is there, and the guna word, guna letter for Ikara is Ekara. So He Hare, that's how it will change. And similarly, for Ukara, so which is so Surya plus Udayaha, Suryodayaha. I'm just giving you this analogy so that you can think and understand what it is. But here there is no Sandhi. Please note that there is no Sandhi here. But the Guna Adesha will happen and the Ukara will change to Okara. The same way will be the case for your Chaturthi Bhakti also. Shambhave is there. Shambho, there is a Guna Adesha that will happen for the Shambhu Shabda, it will become Shambho, and then A is there. Now, Echoya Vayavaha, which is the Yantavanta Desha Sandhihi will happen and it will become Shambhave. In the same way, Hare, Hari Shabda, Ikaranta Shabda, Hare and A, it will become Haraye. There it will become again Yantavanta Desha Sandhi. So, if you see the Ikaranta Shabda and Ukaranta Shabda follow a similar fashion of the way it has been coming out. So if you know one Shabda, you can actually think, okay, the other Shabda can be like this. Ukara will change to Okara, Ikara is changing to Ekara, and so on. So we can actually come up with some observations like this. So it will be easier for your learning. Okay, now we should go to the next Rikaranta Shabda. Priyadarshini Bhagini, you can read out the Shabda now.
Rikarantaka Pullingaka Dhaatu Shabdaka Dhata Dhatarau Dhataraka He Dhataka He Dhatarau He Dhataraka Dhataram Dhatarau Dhatrin Dhatra धातृभ्यां धातृभिः धात्रे धातृभ्यां धातृभ्यः धातुः धातृभ्यां धातृभ्यः धातुः धात्रोः धातॄणां धातरि धात्रोः धातृषु
Dhatrishu. Okay. Uttam. Dhata is basically Brahma. We can take it as Brahma, or a person who is wearing something. Dhata. Dharati iti dhata. That is also a possible meaning of it. We will take it as Brahma maybe in this context. Yeah, please. You can frame one sentence now.
सरस्वती देवी धात्रा सह उपविशति.
Okay. Dhatra saha upavishati. Very good sentence. Saraswati is sitting along with Brahma. Now we have used this dhatra saha or similarly in the previous shabdas. So come up with a different shabda now. I mean with different sentence.
वराककमूर्तिः धातुः नासिकात् आगच्छति.
Can you tell also translate that into English?
Varakamurti came from the nose of the Brahma, Lord Brahma.
Okay, so in one of the Puranas it says so. Okay, so yeah, we can take that that sentence. Murtihi dhatuhu nasikat agachati. Uttamam. Avatarati. Avatarati would be, yeah, avatarati would be a better one because it incarnates. Or yeah, that's good. Uttamam. Dhanyavadaha. Okay, we will go to the next Shabda, which is Rikarantaha, Pita Shabdaha. So, Brinda Bhagini.
Rikarantaha, Pullingaha, Pitrushabdaha, Pita, Pitarau, Pitaraha, He Pitaha, He Pitarau, He Pitaraha, Pitaram, Pitarau, Pitrun, Pitra, Pitrubhyam, Pitrubhihi, Pitre, Pitrubhyam, Pitrubhyaha, Pituhu, Pitrubhyam, Pitrubhyaha, Pituhu, Pitroho, Pitrunam, Pitari, Pitroho, Pitrushu.
Uttamam. So think about the sentence before telling the sentence. Can you see what are the differences between the Shabda which we said just now, that is Dhatra Shabda and Pitra Shabda?
Dhatarau, Dhataraha,
Right.
Dhatharam, like that it comes.
Yeah, there's a Dirgha in Dhatu Shabda. Dhatu or
Dvitiya and Pratama.
Yes, or Karayitra, any of the Rikaranta Shabda that is there, like Karayitra, Karayita, Karta, Kartra Shabda also. Karta, Kartaro, Kartaraha. Okay, any of these Shabdas, there is a Dirgha in the Dvivachana and Bahuvachana. But in Pitra Shabda, it is not there. Pitra, Matra, Swastra, etc. Bhratra Shabdas, we don't have that. Okay, so that is the difference. Yeah, now you can tell a sentence now.
Pituhu, Aham Pituhu Pustakam. I use my father's Ramayana book.
Okay.
Aham
Pituhu Parayana Pustakam.
Pituhu Parayana Pustaha. Use.
Or you can say Pustakasya Upayogam Karomi.
Pustakasya Upayogam Karomi.
Yeah, that is good. Pituhu is Shishti Vibhakti. We have already used it in the previous Shabdas. So can you come up with some other sentence now? Tritiya is over. Pancha Shishti is over. Prathama is over. Dvitiya is over. Okay.
I have a lot.
Can you think about
I have
Saptami Vibhakti? Can you think about Saptami?
In my father's time, we had a house in Chennai.
Okay. But again, this will be Shashti Vibhakti actually. In my father's time, right? So Pituhu Kale, that will be the Shashti Vibhakti. But yeah, I will not discourage. Please go ahead with that translation into Sanskrit.
Can I do it in Saptami then? Pitari.
So yeah, you can Saptami. You should think about a different sentence, but whatever sentence you have told now, translate it to Sanskrit. No problem.
Pitari Samaye.
No, that will not be correct. Because Pituhu Samaye, father's time. That's what you said, right? So
Father's time. Okay.
Yeah.
Pituhu Samaye. Aham Chennai Nagare Vasami.
Avasam. So you can-
Avasam.
Yes,
Avasam.
young
Past
lakara.
tense. Avasam.
Yes, it's in the past. Yes. Or Vasami Sma. Small. Also you can make.
Vasami Asma.
Uttamam. Dhanyawada.
Dhanyawada.
Okay, so two things that we learned here is whenever we want to refer back to past tense, like something in the past, we can use lang lakaraha. So avasat, so that we can make use of, or vasami sma. Whenever we use sma along with lat lakara, we get the meaning of bhutakala. So that is something which we can make use of. Okay, next we will see the next one. So Gopal Krishna Mahodaya.
Ram Mahodaya.
Ram.
ऋकारन्तः स्त्रीलिङ्गः मातृशब्दः माता मातरौ मातरः हे मातः हे मातरौ हे मातरः मातरं मातरो मातॄः मात्रा मातृभ्यां मातृभिः मात्रे मातृभ्यां मातृभ्यः मातुः मातृभ्यां मातृभ्यः मातुः मात्रौ मातॄणां मातरि मातरौ Mataroho, Matrushu.
The Shashti and Saptami, Matroho. These two were not pronounced correctly. So please make a note of it. It's just Matroho. Takara, Rakara, Repha, basically. Matroho. Yeah, please frame a sentence.
In which vibhakti?
Saptami is not done. Saptami you can use, or Chaturthi and Bahuvachanam or something like that you can use. Or also Dvitiya Bahuvachanam. These have not been used so far. But I will leave it to you. I mean, I'm not very strict on using only a particular vibhakti, but that just to give you more options of making sentences, I'm just trying to do this way.
Vayam Bharatiyaha Matre Deva iti Pujayami.
Okay. Vayam Bharatiyaha Pujayamaha. Okay. What do we do? Like, whom do we worship? If you ask, Mataram Deva Bhavena Pujayamaha. So it should be in Dvitiya Bhakti. So Mataram Deva Bhavena Pujayamaha. Or Matrabhyaha. Matrabhyaha Pushpani Samarpayamaha, or anything like that. We'll have to modify it based on the sentence. Okay. So Mataram Deva Bhavena Pujayamaha. So can you translate that into English now? The exact same sentence.
We Indians
worship
our mother as the Devata.
Okay, very good. As a god. Okay, we worship. We Indians worship mothers as the gods. Okay, very good. Uttamam, dhanyawadaha. So now, if you see, what is the difference between Pitru Shabda and Matru Shabda? Gopal Krishna Mahodaya, you can answer that question. Any difference or similarities between Pitru and Matru Shabda?
Pitare Chaturthi Vibhakti, it is Pitare.
Is it so?
I am not confident about that.
Okay, no issues. There's no difference at all except for Dvitiya Bhakti Bahuvachanam. In Pitru Shabda, a Pullinga Shabda, it will be Pitrun. And in Rikaranta Matra Shabda, it becomes Matru. That is the only difference, and there is no other difference at all. So Pituhu, Matuhu, Pitari, Matari, and then Pitra, Matra, etc. Everything else is the same except for Dvitiya Bhakti Bahuvachanam. That's the only difference.
Dhanyawad.
Okay, dhanyawadaha. So it's easy to remember Rikaranta Shabdas. Pitru Shabda, if you know, you can tell also the Matru Shabda. And similarly, Dhaatu Shabda, except that the Prathama Bhakti and Dvitiya Bhakti, the Vivachana and Bahuvachana have the Dirghas. So that's the only difference. Okay, we'll go to the next one. We are going in the as per the order in our Dvitiya textbook, and of course, like some of the other shabdas which are not there in Dvitiya, which we have learned during the course of our Dvitiya learning is also have included there. Okay, so Praveen Mahodaya.
ओकारान्तः उभयलिङ्गः गोशब्दः गौः गावौ गावः हे गौः हे गावौ हे गावः गां गावौ गाः गवा गोभ्यां गोभिः गवे गोभ्यां गोभ्यः गोः गोभ्यां गोभ्यः गोः गवोः गवां गवी गवोः गोषु गोपा गोपाः गाः प्रातः समये च संध्या समये दुहन्ति
Very good.
दुग्धन्ति or दुहन्ति, I don't know.
No, that's fine. Gaha duhanti. Very good. Gopaha pratah kale sayankale cha athava sandhya samaye cha gaha duhanti. Good sentence. Can you translate in English now?
The cowherds are milking the cow in the morning and in the evening.
Very good. Very good. Gaha duhanti. That will be the basic sentence. Gopaha gaha duhanti. So the cowherds milk the cow. Uttam. Dhanyawadaha.
Namo namaha. Namo namaha.
So please make more sentences. So whenever any student is doing, you also try to do a different sentence than that, and also write the translation so that will help you. So next is other Shabda. Let us quickly do this. Pullinga, Strilinga, and Napumsakalinga. So Amita Bhargava, read out the Shabdas.
Ram Ram.
Ram Ram Ram.
Sakarantah Pullingah Adas Shabdah Asau Amu Ami Amum Amu Amun Amuna Amubhyam Amibhihi Amumai Amubhyam Amushmai Amubhyam Amibhyah Amushmat Amubhyam Amibhyah Amushya Amuyoho Amisham Amushmin Amuyoho Amishu.
Make a sentence fast.
This boy, this boy studies.
This boy studies
in school. Asau balakaha pathashalam patati.
Pathashalayam.
Pathashalayam patati.
Pathashalayam patati. Asau balaha, asau balakaha. Either way, asau balakaha, asau balaha. Both are correct. Okay, uttamam. Dhanyawadaha. Okay, next we will see Advait. Can you tell the forms of Strilinga Shabda?
Shikshika. Asai, amu, amuhu.
Asau. Start again.
Asau, asau, amu, amuhu. Amum, amu, amuhu. Amuya, amubhyam, amubihi. Amushyai, amubhyam, amubhyaha. Amushyaha, amubhyam, amubhyaha. Amushyaha, amuyoho, amusham. Amushyam, amuyoho, amushu.
Amushu. Yeah, frame a sentence.
Shikshika.
Tell a sentence in English and then translate it.
These two cities are in Karnataka.
Okay, these two cities are in Karnataka. Very good. So you are thinking of a city word in Sanskritam in Strilinga. Okay. Yeah.
अमुयोः नगरे कर्नाटके अस्ति.
Karnatake asti is fine. Okay. Now these two cities. Now we are trying to tell in Strilinga, right? So Nagara is an Napumsakalinga Shabda. Nagaram is an Napumsakalinga Shabda. So Nagari is the Ikaranta Strilinga Shabda that we should make use of. Okay. So these two cities are in Karnataka. These two cities now it will become in Prathama Bhakti. Amu Nagaryau Karnatake Staha. Okay, that is the right sentence. So these two cities are there in Karnataka. Amu Nagaryau. Nagari Nagaryau Nagaryaha. Nadi Nadyau Nadyaha. The same way. Ikara Strilinga Shabda. So these two, Amu, Asau Amu, Amu Nagaryau Karnatake Staha will be the right sentence.
Shikshika.
Okay. Dhanyavadaha. You can address me as Shikshaka. Shikshika, you can address for a female teacher. Okay. So Dhanyavadaha. Next, we'll go to the next, that is Napumsakalinga Shabda. Harin Mehta Mahodaya.
महोदय सकारान्तः नपुंसकलिङ्गः अधः शब्दः अधः अमु अमूनि अधः अमु अमूनि अमुना अमुभ्याम् अमीभिः अमुष्मै अमुभ्याम् अमीभ्यः अमुष्मात् अमुभ्याम् अमीभ्यः अमुष्य अमुयोः अमीषाम् अमुष्मिन् अमुयोः अमीषु I worship God with these fruits.
Very good.
Aham amuni falani bhagwantam pujayami.
So with these fruits is what you have told, right? So amibhihi phalaihi. So with along with these or with these fruits, so it's an instrument. So phalaihi devam pujayami, or whatever word you used for.
Yeah, Bhagwantam. Okay. Amibhihi. Okay.
Amibhihi phalaihi amibhihi pushpaihi. So it will be in Tritiya Bhakti. Okay, good sentence. Yes, amibhihi phalaihi devam archayami, devam pujayami, etc.
Okay, dhanyawad.
Uttamam. Dhanyawadaha. So yeah, this is the way we'll have to frame sentences. So now what we shall do is, so these are the actual words or the shabdas that are there in Dvitiya textbook. So I shall remind you, whatever we have learned in Prathama is also we'll have to practice. That is Akarantaha Pullingaha, that is Rama Shabda, Sita Shabda, Vana Shabda. And then we had learned Tad Shabda, Etat Shabda, Kim Shabda, Yat Shabda, and also Asmad and Yushmat Shabdas. So these are very important. I hope all of you are able to remember Asmad and Yushmat Shabdas. That is very important. So please do practice them. Okay. So after this, in Dvitiya, we have learned a few more Shabdas, which is like Makaranta Shabda and other things. So, and also like Sakaranta, other Shabdas also we have learned. That is Tapas Shabda we learned. And similarly, Bhavat Shabda, Bhavati Shabda, etc. So these things we have learned. So what I want you all to do is to practice in the same way these Shabdas also, and then make sentences in the same order. So please practice these. Similarly, Bhavat Shabda, and then Ikaranta Bhavati Shabda, and Sakaranta Tapas Shabda. So these are some things which we had done in Dvitiya. So the remaining Shabdas, which are 4 to 5, which we covered in the last class as well. So I request you to practice them and frame sentences in the same way.